I'm Kerry Tenbey,
And I'm Ellie Barrett.
and this is the second of 3 short videos exploring some of the key themes and ideas in our exhibition Soft Hands on Mossy Rocks at Abingdon Studios, Blackpool. This video will focus on the different materials we've used to make the works and the way they're used to make meaning.
The materials used to make the works are a key focus in Soft Hands on Mossy Rocks. The exhibition encourages us to think about the various encounters we have with material in our everyday lives and how this might tell us more about ourselves, each other, and the world around us.
All of the materials, cardboard, clay, salt dough, tin foil and soap, are more likely to be used for purposes outside of art making and linked to other interactions such as transport, storage, baking, eating, farming, washing and cleaning. This allows us to talk about our behaviour, our identities and our relationships by using the materials as a communicator.
All of the works are installed together in the space and arranged within shapes on the floor which resemble islands. Each of these forms are made from the materials used to make the works: salt dough, cardboard, and salt. This is a way of allowing the raw materials to have presence in the space. They also link these handmade environments to more natural ones, as they resemble soil and sand.
Through some of the discussions we have had when researching this project, we identified 6 key ideas linked to our approach to materials. They are prospecting, place, exchange, considerate use, making, and stored energy. Prospecting relates to the process of discovering and collecting a material to use. This could happen anywhere, from natural or industrial landscapes to your local supermarket, and this helps us to see artistic activity overlapping with everyday life. Place reminds us that materials can absorb information about their surroundings and the people that they come into contact with. The word exchange shows us that materials are active rather than passive and play a role in how we go about our everyday lives.
Thinking about considerate use is important when we consider our work, as materials have a significant effect on the environment. We try to select materials which would normally be disposed of or are biodegradable to reduce the impact of our work. Looking at making helps us to see material as responsive to us when we manipulate it, and the way that it behaves in its own right is visible in the completed work. Stored energy relates to the presence different materials have and the knowledge they contain within them. Viewing all materials as carrying energy and vibration helps us to see them as having an active social role.
Materials allow me to visually articulate my experiences, thoughts and feelings. I think it's important to look closer at the materials which we encounter as we navigate daily life. Our experiences of materials and places that we find them can help us to better understand ourselves and each other. Each time I make new work, I tend to focus on specific places where we interact with materials. For example, soft materials which we might find in the home, or maybe hard materials which are used in construction. Recently, I've been looking more closely at the point in which man-made materials meet natural materials and how we as humans fit into this relationship. I'm fascinated by what happens at this point of connection and what does it reveal. I try to work sustainably by using found or waste materials. My work for Soft Hands on Mossy Rocks is made from waste cardboard, clay, wood and moss. I wanted to use really earthy materials to explore our relationship with the natural world and the way that we consume it. I often think about materials' individual history, its past, present and future, and how we appropriate materials.
It's important to me that the materials I use are all found in the home and will be familiar to audiences. I want people to already have a relationship with them and to know how they feel and react. I also choose non-traditional materials because they don't already have fixed ways of working like those intended for sculpture making. Instead, I'm free to develop my own making processes, which are much more attuned to the way each material reacts to me. I've been working with salt dough for 5 years, and by responding to its characteristics, I've developed a method for creating large sculptures out of nothing but salt and flour. I want the size of some of my sculptures to challenge the way we think about formless, impermanent, everyday materials. Many of my works also draw comparisons between materials, objects, and bodies. The surface of salt dough or soap looks fleshy, and by making that connection, I invite viewers to look at objects and materials in the same way we might look at thinking, feeling bodies. If you're interested in seeing the exhibition, you can book a free viewing slot by following this QR code or visiting the Abingdon Studios website.